One is always looking for something exciting and different to serve on a Friday or a Saturday night, especially when the bank balance is not so good and you can't go to a restaurant. Now this recipe is the answer to that problem. I would have liked to use the farmed cob, which is now available, but it wasn't available yesterday when we went shopping, so we got some angelfish. Now fish, just like meat, benefits enormously if it's seasoned beforehand and left to stand with the seasoning and some olive oil on. Now for the fish here, I've used a Cajun seasoning because it'll give you that lovely blackened look once the fish is cooked. Always a good idea to season and oil the fish. No need to season the skin side, just oil it. Now just leave this to stand for a while. Now we give the calamari the same treatment. So what you do, put the calamari into a colander, give it a good shake so that all the moisture leaches out. Then season it lightly, and the word here is lightly because the chili and garlic seasoning is fairly potent, so you don't want to completely kill the taste with heat. Then a little bit of olive oil and toss the calamari so that it is now marinating in the olive oil and the chili and garlic seasoning. The frying pan is really, really hot. You can feel when you hold your hand over it. And there is no oil in the frying pan, but we've got a nice bit of olive oil to coat the fish with. Put the fish face down. In other words, the meaty side goes down first. Now I learned a wonderful technique a little while ago when I was in Barcelona, and I want to teach you how to fry fish or even chicken breasts or pork chops so that they won't toughen and firm up too much. Now we cook the fish until it's nicely browned on the meaty side. And now what you do is you physically remove the fish right away from the hot plate, and you're going to leave it to stand like that to cook by remote control, so to speak, for roughly about 2 minutes. Now after 2 minutes, we put the fish back over a hot flame, and now only do you turn the fish. You see what a beautiful color the Cajun spice gives to it. Now we'll just cook it very briefly to cook the underside of the fish and to very slightly crisp the skin. Now the fish is cooked perfectly on the underside, just beginning to brown, because the whole idea of cooking fish is it must still be almost raw in the center. Then you put your fish down on the original plate, cover it with a lid or cover it with foil, and the calamari goes into the same pan. Spread the calamari out nicely in a single layer. Just leave it until it browns on the one side. Now we can start turning the calamari, and you see this color is dead right. Now once the calamari is cooked to perfection, nicely browned but not over browned, you simply just put it in the same dish with the fish, cover it with a lid again. Now there is a little bit of cooking that will go on while it's standing. Now we're going to make the sauce. Now we're going to add a nice bit of white wine. It doesn't really matter. You can use a Sauvignon Blanc, or you can use a Steen, whatever is in the fridge. The golden rule when cooking with wine is to cook it out, because there's nothing more unpleasant than that raw wine taste. So I'm going to reduce it until only about 2 or 3 tablespoons of wine is left. Now the wine is reduced out nicely. Now we add the fish stock to the water. Just stir it around to dissolve it a little bit. And then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of our tomato pesto. Add that to the wine in the pan, or the reduced wine. And now we're going to add half a cup of fresh cream. Now we slip all this lovely stuff back into the sauce. Now at this stage, you switch off the heat and you cover the pan, and the fish is just going to stand and rest for no more than 1 minute. Now here we are, just the thing for a romantic dinner for 2. Let's give him the bigger fillet and some calamari, some lovely watercress, nice slice of ciabatta, and then let's not forget the best thing, and this is this gorgeous tomato cream sauce with the wine in. Now please, if everybody is not delighted with this, it's definitely not your fault.